What are you doing?
River table.
River table? I don't think that's a river table.
I don't get what all the hubbub is about.
That's not what they meant.
Hello everybody, Mike Brailsford, Brailsford Woodworks back again. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. So today I'm going to start out on a new project that is new for me, but I'm on a steep learning curve because I'm kind of committed to doing a big one of these for a client. And it's a river table. So I've got some willow oak here that I've had from previous project. And I've used up some of the wood from the middle of the slab, and I've got the live edges left. And I'm going to start out, this is kind of a learning process here, so I'm going to start out doing a coffee table. I'm going to take this slab here, I'm going to cut it in half, flip them around, or arrange it so I think it'll have a nice, nice pattern, and then proceed with making the river table. I've got my melamine backed particle board to make my frame to put it in, to pour it. I've got my deep pour epoxy ready to go. So tonight I'm gonna start with the prep work and getting the initial part of the slab ready to go. So let's get on it. So I'm going to continue working on getting all this bark off, and I'll see you back when I go to the next section. So I've got my slabs surfaced, and I'm going to trim either end because I had my surfacing bit came loose there at the end. I didn't realize it, and it dug deeper. So I'm going to cut that off. I got to trim both ends, and then I got to start building the form to put it into for the next step. So let me get this trimmed. So I mixed some thin epoxy that I'm going to paint on the edges to seal the edges up. Okay, got my slabs here for my river table. I had put a coat of epoxy on the edges to seal them up. Now I'm just going to rough them up so the deep pour epoxy has something to grab onto. All right, so I've moved it into the garage for a couple of reasons. One is it's a little warmer in here than it would be in my shop on a steady basis. And if I do it in my shop, I'm out of the shop for several days while this thing cures. So I'm not interested in that. So I moved it into my garage, and I'm going to tape up. I've already sealed the corners with silicone, but to be sure, I'm going to put some Tyvek tape on them, and then I'll set my wood pieces where I want them to go. So let me get the Tyvek tape on. Alright, hello everybody. So, to my chagrin, didn't notice it until about 10 minutes after I did it. As you can tell, I forgot to show the pour of the epoxy. Feel like kind of a bonehead, but here it is. At any rate, I make up for it by the fact that I didn't order enough epoxy and I have to do a second pour on top of it. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and at least you get to see that amount. So let me get this mixed up and we'll do the pour. It'll be somewhat easy to do this. I don't have anything to measure really because it's all going to be, I'm using all of it. And I had to buy 3/4 of a gallon to finish out what I needed. Okay, let these bubbles settle out for a few minutes, and then I'll pour it. All right, so I got it mixed up. Let's pour it. So that's the pour. We just gotta let it sit now and do its thing. And I will come back to this when it's all set up and it's time to start surfacing. All right, it's time to break this thing down. Okay, I did a water pop on this. I'm going to sand it once again to 150. And then I'm going to clean it off and get the first coat of Rubio Monocoat put on. So let me sand it off. Alright, so apparently Rubio Monocoat recommends using their cleaner before you apply the first coat of their finish. I have it from reliable sources that it's probably just mineral spirit, so that's what I'm using. Okay, I've mixed up my Rubio Monocoat. Time to put on the coat. This is my first time using this product. I like everything I've read about it. As far as ease of application, ease of repair. I love that you don't have to go crazy with your sanding either. That's a nice surprise there. And it's crazy. I mixed 40 milliliters. And I mean, that didn't take very much out of the can, and I made too much. Wow. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do with it. It's unfortunate because this stuff's expensive. All right, I'll come back tomorrow and I'll put the hardware on. But that's it for tonight. I'll be back. Hey, Mike Brailsford back again to finish up this river table. I'm here in Massachusetts at my son Connor's house. You have to lean in.
Hello.
There he goes. And we're going to get the legs on and we're going to show the river table in all its glory. There we go. Alright, so this is it. This is my first river table complete. I'm very, very happy with it. I used a deep pour epoxy with Transtent dye black for the coloring. It's a slab of willow oak that I had. It's a very old tree. It was more than 5 feet in diameter. This came off from a different project, and I'm glad I kept these cut offs because this was perfect for this. I used Rubio Monocoat. That was for the first time as the finish on this. I'm really happy with that. That was a real pleasure to use. And are you happy with it?
I'm ecstatic. I think it looks beautiful.
I'm glad you're happy with it. So, if you like any of my content, please look at some of the other links around me. Please click the like and subscribe button. I appreciate that. And as always, please stay safe. Bye-bye.